You see this? Or this? Or even this? While some people are busy taking pointless selfies and mindlessly scrolling the internet, other people are using these tools to radically transform their lives. Now, I'm no conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but to me, some of these things look like some sort of alien technology. But they must have been some good aliens though, because people are using these things to make some good money. So before I tell you about 5 of the best ways to make money with your camera, I better take off this silly conspiracy hat and put on my camera hat. Okay, so I'm going to give you a summary of each method and also tell you a little bit about the advantages and disadvantages to each. That way you can choose the proper path for you. Now, the good thing about this first method is that you'll probably never run out of opportunities because, well, we all got to eat, right? And if somebody were to ask you what you do for a living and you wanted to sound all bougie, you could say, I'm a professional food photographer. But in reality, what you're really doing is just taking some photos and videos of enticing meals that I, for one, have no business eating, except in extreme moderation. But yeah, that's all there is to it. And it's not rocket science. You can learn everything you need to get started for free here on YouTube. Me personally, I didn't pursue this path because honestly, I can't just trust myself around food like that every day. But you may be more disciplined than me. Next, we have real estate, and I'm going to keep it real. The only reason I said that was due to the pun, which you might not have caught. But you're going to have to get over that, because if you could get good at real estate, photography, and videography, you're going to be raking in the dough. I should have used that line for the food photography segment. But anyway, my point is that houses ain't cheap and real estate agents are making a lot of money. And while you might think that they would just do it themselves with their iPhones and stuff, the fact is, if you learn a little bit about lighting, composition, and a few other things, realtors will be lining up to give you the big bucks. Because the moment they look at your work, they should realize that they can't do what you do. And if they want to sell properties like hotcakes, there I go again with the food analogies. Basically, if they want to be ahead of their competition, they're going to have to hire a pro to do the visuals for them. Next, we have weddings and family events. And for this one, you'll have to master the art of soft lighting, which makes people appear much more flattering than they actually are. What are you trying to say? Anyway, you also need to be able to stay calm in extremely stressful conditions. When the family is freaking out and the bride is in the corner crying because the groom isn't showing up and she thinks that he backed out at the last minute, but then all of a sudden he rolls up with a half-eaten cheeseburger in his hand, which is why he was late in the first place. I know, at this point, I'm really beating a dead horse with all the food references. But now you see why I stayed away from food photography. Anyway, I digress. The point is that you can make good money with weddings and family events. Next, we have corporate events and seminars. Now, me personally, I can't do this one because I never wore a suit and tie in my life, except on a few occasions, and it wasn't a pleasant experience. But if you're comfortable around all those corporate ladder climbers or whatever it is that they do, then this just might be for you because the potential for making money on this one should be quite high. Last I checked, some of these greedy corporations were throwing money around like it ain't no thing. But I'm sure there's some honest ones out there too. But just be careful who you take as clients, because you're definitely going to run across a few bad apples. Now, before I tell you about my favorite and most lucrative way to make money with your camera, first let me say that in the beginning, you should dip and dab with all these different genres as to get a feel for what it is that you like. But once you do that, just pick a lane and stay in it. Not only will you get better faster that way, but you'll also stand out from the crowd. Because when potential clients visit your Instagram feed or wherever it is that you're going to be posting your work, they'll be able to tell that you specialize in something. And if you want to be successful, make sure you smash the like button and sub to the channel, because I'm always dropping videos on different camera skills. And whichever genre of camera work you end up choosing, this next skill can and should be paired with it. So what's the best way to make life-changing money with your camera? I'll give you a hint. Everything I talked about so far has involved pointing the camera away from you. But the skill that's delivering the highest return on investment is pointing the camera at yourself. And if you go back and check my early videos, you'll see me talking about getting over my fear of speaking on camera and how awkward it all initially was. But what I later found is that content creation, like any other skill, can improve with time. And judging from the comments, it looks like people like what I'm doing and even find it inspiring. So in order to share the love, I decided to start a second channel where I'll be focusing on how to make money online through content creation. And we even recorded our first podcast last week, and you'll see that thumbnail at the end of this video. I'm also accepting applicants for my content coaching program, where I teach how I make these videos and how to grow on YouTube. I want to help you be your own boss and make good money doing it. I'm still putting it all together, but when it's ready, the spots will be limited because I want it to be personal and interactive, not just some videos you go and watch by yourself. So make sure to go down to the video description below and join the waiting list. That way you get first dibs. I hope that this video helped you in your quest to make money with your camera. I appreciate you watching to the end, and I'll see you in the next one. It's Fulan Creative signing out. Peace.